So little information in it. I start adding stuff, but it's not a full documentation, even close. Well, I'll add it anyway. A4 is back as well. Let's see, and I have a push constant range object, which I still have to fill manually with all kinds of stuff. Especially the flags, that's not nice, should be automatic. I think I want to commit it anyway. Maybe I'll look at it. I'll just add a fix me, I guess. I won't forget. Yeah, I renamed this, so now it's called aspect scale everywhere. Okay, I removed the range. The range was still size 2, but that's not working yet. Oh, this is... I should fix this, yeah. Ah. I want music, but I do not get any good music anymore from this site here. It's gotten really horrible. Let's see what else we got here. Try this one. Yeah. Hello, Bear. So this should look like the previous window, which was I guess this one. So do next and then so something like this, but pipeline layout depends on the pipeline, and the this doesn't exist yet. And what I want to write is, let's call this also more or less the same. This is the X position. And I guess then this is PC X position. And then you have the texture index. Texture index is always 1. No, okay, whatever. Then I need to create this. Let's see, this is so put it here before textures and after vertex buffer generators. It looks something like this. Let's copy everything. Okay, now just 7.3, line number 7.3. Yeah. Ugh, I'm blind. This was okay. It's just an S here. Hello, Spaghetti. No, the same thing here. Or, wait, well, no, well, yeah, just IMU. I don't think, well, actually, either also the shade of IMU is doing preprocessing, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yes, it is. It's doing preprocessing, so what push constants do I have here then? I guess PC is a push constant. It's strange though. Why would I not generate this automatically? It's not really, it doesn't really matter because IMU is always the same, I suppose. Okay, let's not touch it. Yeah, I added this and then I didn't do anything with it. It's kind of strange. Maybe I should, I don't know. At the very least, I guess I might add something like, no, forget it. Oh yeah, might as well. Probably need it in the future somewhere. Currently, just wait for just the comments. I'm missing parenthesis. So it looks weird. I guess it's a good thing that I think it looks weird, even though it compiles. Yeah, the whole reason for the introduction of the braces instead of normal parentheses is because if you use normal parentheses, sometimes the compiler just can't know you mean a function declaration or an object. And even I thought, you know, if you use normal parentheses, it looks like a push constant function. Am I wrong? Yeah, maybe not, because this is these are not types, of course. Oh, you said the HC word. Well, I'll get it later, I think. Although, if I can fight it off longer. The urge. It will delete. Yeah, I guess. I don't like literals. Never should put literals in here. The reason for the 64 is, of course, that otherwise I cannot do this. Let's run it a little bit more clean. guess theoretically it's less than or equal, because it's an unsigned thing. I think even using the full 64-bit should still work. I wouldn't know why not. And I don't like this. I mean, this is an unsigned long. In my case, even an unsigned long will work. But what I really want is just something that doesn't cut it off. So it must be the type of that thing, and then a 1. How do you do that? I don't know. Just leave it ULL. It's as big as it gets, and well, but if let's say I would ever replace this thing with a bitmask or something like that, if that then even works like this, not super robust, but I guess if I would do that, I would just probably grab for this thing and then find this code as well and fix it then. Yeah. Okay, well, and then still I don't like the long. It's so vague. Let's just use uint 64 times 1 then. If I really wanted to do it cleanly, I would make a static const expression, I guess, which is then defined where this thing is defined. Line 676. I could say take the same type here and then static const expression. Results in the same assembly code, but well, now at least I have the types close together. And even more clean, I could make it a type def or using them. And I use that type in both places. But okay. uint64 type 1. Why is that not finding it? Because we're in the different file. Yeah. On the other hand, I mean, while I'm at it, okay, now I'm going to do it totally clean, I think. Where I has the same type as the index type of M characteristics. Which is this. Hey. So now everything is in one place. The type is in one place. The whole bit thing mask, the get value, etc. And still resulting in exactly the same assembly code. Well, this is at least better maintainable. And more robust, because, you know, robust against later changes in the code. Well, you could argue that it is not worth it, the time that I just spent on this, but I don't know. Well, at least I got rid of the yeah right, I think. Did I not got rid of that? Yeah. Now it says this. I started December 2 years ago. But you're gonna ask, how long have you been coding for the Vulkan engine? Okay, so this code prevents signaling the characteristic tasks when they don't have really anything new to do. I believe it is correct. I just changed this, made it, wrote it to bitmask, check if it still compiles. More debug outputs. Can never have too much debug output, I guess. Register that this push constant is being used. Yeah, this music is one of the best kinds. Go outside trends, and then they have stupid text through it about using drugs, which I don't want to hear. It's so annoying. Why can't I make this music without any references to drugs or any vocals for that matter at all? It's a hole in the market, if you ask me, because the music is just good. The type index of the underlying push constant types. That was all. Yeah, I think I saw it. So I'll just do a git commit, I think. I mean, hello. Git commit minus a, I mean, instead of add p. Oh, it did not compile. It did not compile. And I committed it. Static member function cannot, yeah, oops, okay. I've been looking for more music, but it's very, very, very hard to find. Damn it. Now Bear said hot chocolate as well. Now I have to make it. I just want to have a darker background here. It compiled. It works. He committed it. No, he didn't. Git commit everything again, amend, because the last change. So now I just have that dev readme there, but maybe I can even delete it, because what the hell is in it? That's hardly interesting. Clean. I'll push it. Yeah, okay, hot chocolate, really, already. Let me get a mug, or what is it called? I need something to stir. I blame Bear. Oh, go. Right, so next is caching, like I described in the description, the first paragraph of the description. But what we're going to do next I don't really have an idea how to do it yet. How to do that? Well, we have let's look at that one again. Yeah, need to go to the characteristic. I just need to fill. You see, this thing here, this characteristic, isn't even doing anything in the fill. Except printing what fieldindex is. Yeah, but okay. Eventually, it's going to do something. Hello, David. And then Armor. And then Dome Gaming. And everyone else. It's not cooking yet. Yeah. You have to wait till it stops boiling. Great. It's even more complicated, I think, than just caching whatever it produces. For example, different fill index might mean that we want to change two different things, and then let's say depending on the least significant bit and the next bit of the fill index. So even then the characteristic sometimes wants to change a part of what it generates, and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it doesn't want to change anything. So I think I need an option here to say I definitely need an option here to say that I don't want to preprocess or compile, that we're just done immediately. Which I didn't build in. I guess I can move all of this also to the base class. And even this. Preprocess is just calling preprocess, and compiler is just calling buildshare. And it has to be synchronized with the other characteristics, but there's nothing special going on. There's no need to repeat that in every characteristic I would ever write. The only reason I need to be in this class is because I need to type a window. It is then used to access the shader indices. And that's it. Weird, so the same indices as I have here. So what if we replace this whole block? Well, what if we replace this both blocks with registration of which shader indexes I want to be processed. Just push them to the base class. And then run the base class task, which then handles both states. Yeah, too much vocals again. Okay, we have a plan. So currently this task is executing, let me explain tasks real quick again. A task is an object with internal variables, of course, memory variables, which is its state. And we work on the state by one thread at a time, maximum one thread. So we can consider a whole object to be a single threaded. I don't need any mutexes. And those variables are accessed by the thread that calls a multiplex implementation. And it runs then a state. I call it states, whatever. It's a switch here. So we call this case here. And we can do a break, which leaves the switch and then the function. And then the function is called again, and then we might do another case, you know. So it allows us to leave the function and then come back, well, after the break, as it were. So if you would first execute this part, and then we execute the next part, and then the next part, then it looks like it's more or less executed from top to bottom. But it has process control, thread control, whatever. It's a bit like threading, I guess. We have little functions where we tell what state it must do next. So in this case, it's slightly more complicated. I'm setting run state to something different, which is just a local variable here that we used to switch on. I abuse that value. Sorry, I abuse the variable. And I set it to a base class state. And the break breaks out of the switch. But then after the switch, you do not immediately return from this function. We call the base class multiplex implementation. So then we run the base class. Let me think. So the fill state here says we want to continue with the preprocess. And then instead of running that immediately, we run the base class. Some state of the base class first, but then eventually we'll end up here. So eventually this function will be called again, and then we run this. Now what I could also do is put code here which says that what I want to do in the preprocess. I want to preprocess this shader and this shader. And after that I always want to compile it. All this code is not needed, I think. In other words, I could do this, I think, after the fill. So this is the fill code, which currently doesn't do anything. But it could. And then I might or might not say, I want to preprocess and compile this shader and or that shader. I mean, that even depends here if you want to do that or not. And then I can just give control to the base class and let that handle everything. Let's do that. So I want to preprocess and then compile, but do I really need to put that in the name of the function? What is a good function name? I guess I could call it just compile. This is also always the same thing, I think. Okay, what do I set the continue state to? I guess I should set the continue state to whatever I set it to in the last state here, to compile. Continue state must be fill again. But continue state is already fill. set continuous state. Let's set the continuous state here, and nobody else is touching it. So maybe you don't even have to do that anymore. So let's leave the continuous state at fill, and we run compile of the base class, which is going to be a new one. I'll add a commando, preprocess, and build the shaders that were just passed to compile. So this is not really compiling, it's just pushing or remembering the index. Remembering the index, the shader indexes. Okay, I need a way to remember these indexes. I guess just the vertex, sorry, just a vector. Yeah, just a vector, I guess. So I need a vector of shader index that is filled by the call to compile, and that is part of the base class. And our base class is, well, that would be either add fragment shader and or add vertex shader. And I can have both. In that case, we just need the virtual base class of those two, which is add shader stage. So I think that this class, it's a virtual base class, needs to have this new vector. I'm going to add it even before this, because it's something that we are filling before even starting with preprocessing. Declaration has to do with preprocessing. Now that compile thing must be protected, because I'm not using a mutex to protect a vector that I just added. And by making it protected, I'm sure that I will only access it from the derived class, probably just multiplex implementation, which is then again more or less single-threaded. So I need to just add those indexes. When someone calls compile, and that's passing the shader index, which I forgot to type, of course. Probably it's just shader index, right? What else could it be? Which sits in shader builder, and now we are in pipeline, so I probably should shader builder in front of it. User code, pipeline characteristic fill, I think. Now there is one more thing that we need to make. We need to make sure that the thing is empty when we begin fill. And now the first time it will be empty, but if we return again to the fill state, we think so that has to be done from probably from could do it from preprocessed or compiled, or the moment that I set the state back to fill or something like that. Let me see if we already have an entry point where that can be done. Just static const expressions, members, Vertex location context. This is an accessor, I guess. Realize shader, that's done halfway. We could do it here. This is being called while preprocessing. No, because because I still need it later on while compiling. We really have to reset it after compiling at most. Prepare shader resource declarations, add shader variable in shader states, register add shader state with. People says build shader, but it can be called multiple times. Now you have to do it after the last call. So I don't see anything. What do we have here in the bridge? No, I don't see anything that already exists. Probably have to add maybe something new to the characteristic range bridge. I have to keep in mind that vector must be cleared at some point. Okay, so what we're doing now is we just did this fill here. We now fill this vector by calling compile, and then we set run state to a non-existing state yet. So I have to go to the base class and then add that one. And I could make it come after initialized, I guess. It's the last one that we did run. See what all we have. Continue terminate fill preprocessed compiled. I need to run field as well. I mean, I should have run field here. There's no compile. I don't know, man, something like that. So we don't have a new state. I'm just going to do everything else from field, I think. And then this should not be needed anymore. So let's delete it. Or copy it, but... that cleaned up. Okay, it's slightly more difficult than that because I also have another class which is derived from characteristic range. Okay, field is hidden. Don't use these, use characteristic star, and I don't have a field here. Oh, yeah, we don't have fields there. Oh boy. Probably should get rid of these completely. These two. I don't know. I'll do a range first and then fix the class that is derived from that characteristic here. It's derived from characteristic range. So we're running fields. So this is the base class. We're running field. So it tells the factory that now we are filled. Okay, what is this? If it says if we need to do preprocessing, then wait for the do preprocess signal. vocals again in my music. I guess I do not want to run continue or terminate yet, because that would return to the fill state or the derived clause. That sets the continue state. On the other hand, if to preprocess is... we don't need preprocessing, then I'm going to assume that compile wasn't called. I can't even check that here. So... hello, post. Let's see. So, well, I assume that if we do have to do anything in terms of preprocessing and or compiling, we will get here. And then I do not want to continue with preprocessed. Sorry, this is expected state. Yeah, I don't know what expected state is at that moment. Probably still correct. We have to wait for preprocessing. Yeah, I think everything is okay except this line here. I'm gonna paste my mouse buffer. 53 more lines. Shift V, 52J, 2 left. And then I can do this line here. Then we would just fall through. And then this one must be set to, oh well, I can delete it here now. I should probably set it here. So we want to continue with, and then this becomes a preprocess. That's a new state then, characteristic range preprocess. So that's where we continue. And then we have also a compile. Yeah, we must have those, so let's add them. Sorry. Let's put them before preprocessed. I guess. This is just hiding, so I can't use it. But yeah, it's internal stuff. I don't think I need to hide it here. I mean, I'm also not hiding continue or terminate, so I think that's good. Well, these should no longer be needed then. Preprocessed. Yeah, I don't think these are needed. Well, I'm editing a characteristic already. Probably shouldn't do that. Yeah. So suddenly not understanding the minus sign in a file name. That would be a first. I hadn't noticed that before. Mm. Okay, so the new state, characteristic range preprocess. Wait for that we can do preprocessing. But I'm also waiting for terminating. But the state is set to that, so I'm afraid I don't want to change continue state, but I still have to check terminate. Afraid I'll have to do some duplicate code then here. And I can't and don't want to do this. Preprocess the shaders. No, that's my shader index. I just have to run over cyclical fields. What is it? Binding numbers. So I'm gonna loop over something and then call preprocess 1. Where something is my new vector. Okay, that's confusing. Characteristic range.h. Why doesn't have compile? Oh, I added to the other thing. Wait a minute. You cannot do that here. That's a totally different base class. That's it. Really? And now I'm back in window.h for some reason. Nope. That is not how it works. I think I'm just going to delete this. I'll have to remember this line. Don't chat too much. I need to remember that. I'm using the YouTube chat as my notebook or whatever. Yeah, also I need to call this then in the end. I'll just use git diff to see what I deleted, I think. Let's get rid of as much as possible. No, wait. Yeah, I just need to run preprocessed, I think. That's still a thing, isn't it? Preprocessed. Preprocessed is already doing a lot of stuff. Copy, push, constant ranges. Excuse me. probably don't need these states anymore. So the only way I get here is by falling through. Hello, AB. Yeah, and here it says preprocessed. Yeah, okay. And we already did both of these too. Now this is a different base class, right? Copy push constant ranges is going to add push constant. Add vertex input descriptions is part of add vertex shader. And then preprocess shaders and realize descriptor set layouts is part of add shader stage. So I'll still need 3 different calls, I suppose. Boo boo. Okay, so I need to add this to a bridge. And it's much like that one. Except what did I just do? I copied that. Leaky? No, I fixed the bug in Synergy, but that's all. This is difficult. I have to implement it here. I don't think this thing should ever be called, so let's do the same thing as here. I totally lost what I was doing now. Okay, I deleted a lot of code here, that's one thing. And then instead of going to that code, we push something to a new vector here, the shader indexes. And then we run shader characteristic range filled. We're assuming that we get back here because it didn't touch the continuous state. So looking from the user code, this is the user code, using the Vulkan engine that I'm running. That looks good. So we go to the base class and we run characteristic range filled. Which is the usual thing. First of all, we should never get here unless we need to do fill signal. We tell the factory that we were filled. And then if we do not need preprocessing, we also do not need compiling. We assert that here. And we set the expected state to filled. That means that next time we get here, we want it to be equal to characteristic filled, characteristic range filled. Again, I mean, we just filled, but we don't do any preprocessing or compiling. So we are gonna get back here, if we get back. But before we do that, we execute continue or terminate, which just checks if terminate was set. And then if so, that we terminate, otherwise we set the state to the continuous state, and then that will be filled because, well, anyway, you know, we just should be and will be, and then we execute that next time. Why are we not waiting here? Okay, that's slightly weird here. I don't understand why I'm not waiting. It's just set to continue state. Oh wait, we're not filled here. Sorry, we do not go back here. We go back to the continue state, which is the derived class fill state. So we continue immediately with filling it again. And then after that is done, yeah, but I don't understand why we continue immediately with filling it again. We should wait for the do fill signal. Did I delete a wait? I can hardly imagine that. Here's a wait. Ah, the end of compiled waits for the next do fill signal. Why would I not wait when they don't compile? That's not correct. I have to wait. We should wait anyway. So yeah, I think I need to wait here. Yeah. So we were filled and we do not want to do preprocessing. Then we should also not want to do compiling. We expect to return in this base class with that state, the filled state. But first we're going to run continue or terminate. But before doing that, we wait till we get the do fill signal or the do terminate signal. So when we either receive do fill or do terminate, then this is being run, and then if the do terminate signal was received, probably mterminate will be set and we finish, and otherwise it will have been the do fill signal, and therefore we set the continue state, and that is then the user fill state, and we break and we execute that, which is then doing the next fill. And well, I don't know, now then after that we return here again, filled. If, however, we do expect preprocessing signals, I set expected state preprocessed. That is not exactly right, because I'm not expecting anything. I'm setting the state to preprocess and then wait for the do preprocess signal or do terminate, and then when we get that, we get here. So the expected thing is preprocess. Expected means when we are being called again from the top, run state must be equal to the expected state. It's just debugging code. Maybe it's more logical to swap this. Set that state to preprocess, so the expected state is preprocess. And then I have to wait for the preprocess signal. And then continue with preprocessing here. But we also have to check we also waited for terminate signal, so we also have to check that. And then I call preprocess shaders and realize descriptor set layouts. And when that is being done, we are preprocessed. So now I can set state to preprocess and fall through, which is correct because we just did preprocessing. And that is then doing the same thing as it did before. Well, we just preprocessed, and of course we should have expect two preprocessed signals. Then we tell the factory that we are done preprocessing. And next we set the state here to continue or terminate, but that's also not correct, because I want to continue with the compile state now directly. So waiting for do compile or terminate is correct, but I want to continue with compile, and then the expected state is also compile. And then again I must check if we have terminated. When we enter compile, and then here we must, probably don't need this. I just delete everything, I guess. So now we get yeah, build shaders. I don't know, I need owning factory? Probably I need owning factory. Yeah, and then we are done compiling, so now I'm pretty sure I want to just continue with characteristic range compiles. And then we have a fall through. I'm going to check for to compile, I think, to compile. Makes more sense, although this should always be set path. Maybe I should remove one of them. I don't know. Anyway, now we are compiled, so tell the factory that we have compiled. And if we do not need filling, it's gonna be a bug, I'm sure. And we are done. Otherwise, continue or terminate debug expected state as filled. Wait for the do fill signal. Okay. Well, it feels uncertain, but I think we got pretty close. And I still have to implement now those two new functions. Let's check if I added these things. I did. And I think I added this one, and then I also have to add the build shaders, which is pretty equivalent also. So yeah, this one was added. And we get almost the same thing here. Virtual void build shaders task pipeline factory, and same thing. Shift V. Now these two also have to be implemented then in shader stage. Which will pick them up. Where are my overridden virtual functions? It, prepare shaders or declarations called from the top of the first called preprocess. So let's put it even above that. Now we remove the virtual on this, of course, and these are override functions. And I'm going to called from let's find out what that was. Characteristic range. That's added. What? Build shaders is called from here. Right, now I have to implement them. I think I want to see when they are being called. So let's add some debug output. Pipeline factory pointer and the same thing here, but then build shaders. It should already compile though. I don't know. Let's translate it. Can you translate it for me, Post Bunny? Stopped. I have no idea how to translate it even. I don't think YouTube does not have a automatic translation, does it? Oh wait, here, translate to English. The detected language, English. Really? Maybe I should select it first. Where did it go? Where did it go? Huh? Yeah. The text finished. Nislician, yes, what? What do you... What do you mean I sound much younger? It did... How am I old really? Man, I really need to fix my voice more. That would be fun. What is wrong here? Why is it complaining? Oh, it's complaining about this. Shader did not declared. Thought I just edited that. I didn't. Shader builder. Oh, that's because I removed the using namespace shader builder. So that must even be Vulkan then. And the shader index is also probably also shader builder. Nah, not nice. View again, shader builder. Shader the builder. Yep, it compiled. Okay, now what were we doing? Implementing those functions. Let's have a look at get diff. So that code was deleted. These calls deja vu. I cannot believe I don't need this, nor this, nor this, nor this, and nor this, and this is basically the name of the function. And we don't need this, and we don't need that, and we don't need this either. Now are we? And we don't need this. And then I need a for loop around this. And then I need the owning window somehow for realize the script set layout is at shader stage, I hope. It's a pipeline factory. Really? Okay. Guess I can delete this then. Logical device. I need a logical device. Okay, still need a logical device. Let's realize the script set layout can be removed. And then I need to call that on owning factory, which was which is now called pipeline factory. And this thing was part of characteristic range. Characteristic range. There's a .h file. Realize. Let's delete that. Set layout. I guess so. Yep. And then we have a batch here. The batch must change to shader stage. What is add shader stage? What namespace is that? Vulkan pipeline. Still okay. What? Called from? I don't think so. I hope not. Preprocess. Preprocess. Everything is preprocess. Yep. And then the new one is something else. That one. Now what? So what did Neslian do? Floating. Oh yeah, looks it. Did you get it to work? Did you see the video on YouTube how to set it up? Mr. Luxit. Well, I guess you did. If you look at this page. This YouTube here. Yeah. And still it was difficult to get it to work? Eek. Oh, what was the problem then that you did run into? I mean, it really should work out of the box, sort of. I mean, you didn't have to fix bugs or something, did you? Oh, really? Well, that is a bug. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I have CMake lists for my projects that say that you must use C++20 globally. So I never noticed that it is still 17 then. Ah, right. So yeah, it's using 20? Oh well. How do we do that? Change this into 20? Is that enough? Don't compile features. Everything I do is 20. I'd rather change it in the file here, I guess. Oops. Then I can see if it did it right. What exactly is using 20 then? Although screw 17. You just switch to 20. The more frustrated people I leave behind, the better. Upgrade that compiler. Damn it, we live in 2023. Well, let's increment this as well, like just to, you know. No, I'm kidding. Although I cannot guarantee anymore that this works because I never tested. What does this 16 even mean? I think this means that you must at least use 3.12 and the 16. Nobody understands that, I think. I mean, what I'm using is 3.25. So should I change this into 3.25? That's more like the maximum version then. No, it's a policy. I don't think I do policies, so 3.25 would work. Should work. Because I'm using 3.25. Well, looks it, the normal is that it just should be picked up from CWDS. This has a sys.h. Unless you provide it in the root of your project. So if you put it in the root of the project, it should pick it up, of course. Say, I am in the root of my project and I look at my sys.h. Then it includes CWDS sys.h, but this is just the project sys.h. But if you don't have that, it should still use CWDS, because you should have an -i, project root /CWDS. If you don't see that, then something weird is going on. Or weird, that's just wrong. It really should be there. And you should get that by linking with, maybe that's what you miss. Yeah, so go to source. I think you're missing this. No, looks it. Don't. Oh, to get touch. No. Yeah, that's a get submodule. Don't add it to Kitosh. You have to add this to your project. Every project, every executable must have this in the target link libraries. And this list then will add all the Git submodules, that including CWDS and utils and any others on that you possibly might use. And that then will cause the correct include directory to be added, and then you will find the sys.h. I hope that it's in my video. Okay, I was distracted and I want more chocolate. Just so good. More chocolate milk, I mean. What did I not do? Okay, I did not implement the second function. I have to implement that as well, and then we can finally start to test it and fix all the bugs. Because God, there must be bugs, a lot of them. All these changes. I feel that I'm hardly making any progress these days. There's so much to do. I need to become 10,000 years old, I think, in order to do everything I want to do. There's so much I want to do. It's incredible. Yeah, literally, I'm not exaggerating. 10,000 years, full, planned, everything. I want to write an AI that makes music. I want to work on audio programs. I'm never going to. I don't think if I would not. I mean, I don't want to get old. I just want to live long, and stay young, or stay healthy. And then I think that if the next 10,000 years I would be coding. Before I ran out of ideas and I didn't want to anymore. Or maybe if I knew I would get that old, I would get maybe interested in physics again. Build a spaceship or something like that. Explore some other solar system somewhere. Given enough time, everything is possible. Again, unfortunately, this is my last project. And it's going way too slow. I need more help. People, dudes, guys, I mean, come on. Help me. Learn quickly C++ and join in. Because I cannot do it alone. It's way too much work. Did you get Luxit? Did you see what I said? Did you add that macro? This one? And if so, the then compile find CWDS sys.h. Okay, going to ignore Luxit because he doesn't answer me. No, I'm not ignoring you, but damn it. If you add that and it linked, etc., then we can go to the next thing. You did, it linked, and now you don't have output. Okay, so did you did you follow the YouTube? It tells you what to do. If you don't have any output, then yeah, well, join the party. I'm stupid too, continuously. Okay, I'll help you. You know, $150 an hour. Okay. CD. Let's take this one as example. Tests. You got to start with this. That's missing. You will not have any output. I'm now assuming that you did. It links. It finds sys.h, etc. Inside main, you must begin with this, which is also in the video. You can test it with that. If you still don't have output, then the debug channel might be turned off. And the easiest way to turn it on, or you could test turning it on. I mean, just as a test, you could do notice. I think on. I'm not even sure. I never turn it manually on. The init file turns it on by looking at your this file. .wdrc. You need this file as well. Add that file. Put on silent is off. Silent off, and then it will print all the debug channels it sees and which are on and off. And of course, you need to turn on channels then. If the default is off. Or you could do this. Default is on and you get everything. It is working. Yay. Okay. Great. Awesomeness. I'm going to... look at the git diff again, because this was just one function and the other one we delete it. Compile. Yeah, well, I guess that is just this call here. Yep. Although I wasn't even finished with the last one yet, I think. Let's see. I need to edit. I need to go to source vulkan pipeline. At the shader stage.cxx. Yeah, and then here you need that. The pipeline factory. I don't know, but Yeah, well, need to do lots more here. I need to run over all the shader indexes. In my new vector. Where's the new vector? This one. Shader. That should do it. And I still need to get a logical device here. Probably from the pipeline factory. Because the pipeline factory does have owning window here. Do I have an access over that? Yes. So owning window, I think it returns a pointer. We call that on the pipeline factory. Why would I pass a logical device then if I already have that? Yeah, let's not do that. It's going to change it. Do not print a logical device because I'm not passing it. And I'm just going to get a logical device here because I already have it from the owning window. I don't have owning window here. I need that. Owning window is pipeline factory owning window. Could also get application. I'll think about it. Well, it optimizes away. Optimizes to the same assembly code anyway. Same thing here. I need owning window. Because I have to pass that to the build shader. And build shader is element of add shader state. So that's just the same function. Also need to make a compiler, I see. Compiler. which is part of namespace nothing. What? Why the hell would the compiler be in anonymous namespace? Huh? Oh, it's not possible. It's called shader compiler. Shader compiler is in namespace. Okay. Namespace. Vulkan, I guess. No, shader builder. This one. And I need mset index int map. It is part of characteristic range. Seriously? Why? That is good stuff. Yeah. I guess m characteristic is just a pointer to characteristic range. But I'm getting so tired of this, you have no idea. Characteristic range bridge. Might as well add it to the bridge. I mean, I'm really wasting a lot of time here, I must say, with, you know, jumping around between files, trying to remember things. It's pretty easy, but I just can't navigate fast enough. It's really slowing down. Starting to wonder if an IDE would be of any help here. So now I want to move the set index something to from wherever it is to this class and then the derived class. Thought this was the one. Characteristic range. To the resource declaration context. Something else. So I jump this. This is the one that I need. So what if I do delete this? And then I also want to delete that. So let's begin with that. I delete this. And now I'm changing in a read-only file. Nobody knows why. So we jump back here. And then here. And then I'm just running everything. And then we check if we are editing anything here. And we are. For some reason apparently I wrote stuff here and I have no idea anymore. And where am I now? No, really. And why did my music stop? Vertex shader on my ass. Where did it come from? Add vertex shader. Why did I add it here? I'm so lost. Okay, I give up. I reached my limit on understanding what I was doing. So I made changes. I don't know anymore what, but I'm just going to try to compile it and then I don't know. Plus, it's time to go to bed. And I have no music. Again. Suddenly I cannot play minus signs anymore. Yeah. Beats me. This is ridiculous. I never ran into this problem before. This is not what I have been running before. Think so. Yeah, no, there's a minus sign in it as well. And now it works. There are lots of minus signs. So what was the problem then here? No, the problem is not with this file. The problem is with something called descriptors. Spaces. I added new files, and those new files contain spaces. Right, we cannot deal with spaces, of course. ls anything with the space, nothing. What the hell? That's not going to work. How about that? Also not. ls anything, grab space. Yeah, ha ha ha. A space followed by anything but a space, any number of times, followed by .mp3. Oh, what a lot. It is really, really difficult to get Unix to work with spaces in file names. It's almost impossible. At least it is not, but I just don't know how. Yeah. The problem is that this is just printing something with multiple spaces. And then the output of that is just passed to mPlayer, so that takes multiple arguments. not going to work. There is a way to do it with bash arrays and stuff like that. So you would have to make a bash function that does the end player stuff, and then pass arguments that can contain spaces to that function or something like that. But that's way too difficult for me. Let's just rename all of them. Why can I rename all of these things? Nope, don't have that anymore. Nope, doesn't want to. Okay. Sorry guys. You couldn't even see it, I guess. So I have these files and I want them to be moved. How can I do that? That did not work. Can I not do a search and replace in the block like this? Space underscore. Nope, just does that one. Dang. I have to remove it as first. Paste it here. And then rename them. En passant in it. I guess the rest worked, or didn't it? Let's not do ampersands either. It's probably not going to work. Okay. Nah. Yeah, if only I knew Perl or something, or Python or any other language. I only know Bash, but then I cannot deal with spaces in. I mean, I would have to study a whole day, and I never did that. I think once I did that, but then I forget it again. I mean, if I just do something one day, and then it's not hanging, and I don't need it often enough. No, thank you, no one. So find name. You pipe that into while read minus r file. And then you have it, I guess, including the spaces. Okay, you do a search here. You do this dollar stuff here. That's a good trigger, yes. Is that global? Nope. Yeah. Only replaces the first one. Can you make it global? Nope. So how would you do that so it replaces also the second space and all the further spaces? Omnic, how are you, man? You're back. What to do? Fix bugs. Fix compile bugs. Set index in map. Not declared. It sits in namespace descriptor. That's where we are. This is in pipeline. This should work, but it doesn't. So maybe I should include descriptor pipeline something, or maybe not, because it's just a forward declaration should do. Set index in map in namespace descriptor. Yeah, cool. Now, you know, if only I could remember this, so next time I knew it. Might come in handy. What shall we do here? There's an error, util batch type batch with types is at shader stage is private. Well, that's the whole idea of batch. So where is it called from then? Hello. Declaration, debug output, the definition. There we call it, but that's from add shader stage. And again, really? Oh, there is another one as well. Another declaration. I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. No sense whatsoever. It makes no sense. Make no sense. Oh, I'm calling it from that. Wait, I'm calling it from here. Calling that from here. Yeah, fuck. I'll just quit, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to do something else, as in prepare for going to bed. I don't know. I'll fix it tomorrow. Good night.